Kathy Lloyd lives in Victoria, lockdown central, and she has been with me for 2.5 years now, and she's making tens of thousands of dollars a month selling things on Amazon, both here in Australia and also in the US of A too. And so in this video, Kathy's going to show you the difference between FBA and FBM, and how she uses those two to really enhance her sales on Amazon. Now, if you like this kind of information, we're helping you make more money on Amazon, or indeed just get started on Amazon, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That way we'll know that you want more content like this. Also consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, because we post brand new information just like this each and every day, all about helping you make more money online. If you've got any questions or comments, comment below in the chat. I answer every single comment, question that gets put in there. So if you've got something you want to know, let me know down below. All right, with that being said, let's get into it with Kathy.
It is about how to sell FBA and FBM.
Good tip.
Yeah. So why are we suggesting this tip? And it's because Amazon was infamous last quarter for a really slow check-in of stock. And this could, cause you to stock out or run out of stock. So to avoid this, you keep your FBA listing, but you add an FBM. This can be done in, all marketplaces. How do you do it? It's a great strategy if they're taking forever. Also, a lot of people got their IPI score wasn't that strong. Sometimes that happens if you have seasonal products and the like. So you could be restricted in quarter four about how many units you're allowed in. So it's a great strategy to get around that as well. Good backup plan. So how do you do it in Seller Central? Well, it's very simple. Without creating another listing, you can just go into Seller Central, go into inventory, manage inventory, move right across to the edit bar, drop down box there, and you have add another condition. Pretty simple stuff. Then you will get to, it'll create a new SKU. You can name it. Neil suggests use the ASIN, the date, and FBM, so it's very clear in Seller Central. You pop in your price, you put in condition as new, and you click the button, I will ship myself instead of FBA. And this will create a new SKU on the same product. So you'll have two, in Seller Central, it'll be basically one FBA, one FBM. And I've even found a video of Neil himself showing you how to do that. So I'll share the link for that.
Good spotting. Oh my goodness. I even forgot I did that.
Yeah.
And Kathy, why is this important? Why is this an important thing to have?
Because, well, if your IPI score drops, so I have some seasonal products. So if it's the wrong season, things happen that your sales go down, you could be hammered. So if your IPI score is your performance, so if your sales aren't strong enough, they'll reduce how much you can put into FBA. So that's what happened last year, really. It was on ACE, and then it became your whole store was restricted.
And just for anybody that doesn't know what IPI is, do you want to briefly explain what Inventory Performance Index is?
Yeah, so it's done on your sales, and if you have returns and all that, it's sort of Amazon's way of judging how you're running your listings. And so the better your sales, the higher the score. And I think you need, it's 550, I think. So if you fall under that, you're restricted to, well, I know a lot of people are restricted to 200 units, which is quite small for quarter four.
Which is low. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry, can I just ask Kathy, if say you've got 200 that you're allowed in the warehouse, you would obviously, that would then use up your whole FBM, FBA and then you would switch to FBM? Is that what you're saying?
You can have them both running. So some
Okay.
people might, if they don't have a Prime membership, they might prefer your FBM listing.
Mm-hmm.
It's because
So
they'll
they
have to
can
pay
select it.
shipping. Yeah, they could.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
or you-
And
Thank
then
you.
as well, if you run out, for instance, in your FBA, then it will just automatically switch to the FBM version of it as well.
yeah.
So you
it'll
don't have that horrible situation where you're out of stock.
it protects you. So you know how if you just had FBA and you run out of stock, because even if you've sent some stock into Amazon and they haven't checked it in because they're running behind, your listing will show inactive, out of stock.
Hmm.
But you potentially could have boxes of boxes there. So this, then it will flip it. Then you can go, you know, if you're in Australia, you can just pop it out from home on an FBM
Yeah, it's a really,
or 3PL.
because of what's happening in not just in Australia, but right around the world with Amazon's basically running out of warehouse space. This, what Kathy's showing you, is a really good strategy for that, because even experienced sellers, they're lowering the amount of stock we can hold in their warehouse. So this gets around that, gets around it for you.
And the other thing, Neil, is, you know, back to financial planning 101, it's diversifying. If you have all your stock sent, and we do, for new people, we do suggest this for your first go. But as you get more experience, if you send all your stock to Amazon and for some reason it's misplaced or they haven't checked it in, or that's all your stock. So it's always good to have a little bit, you know, if you're selling in Australia, have some at home, have some at a 3PL, have some at Amazon.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Don't
So
have all your eggs in one basket.
what I do, or what I'm forced to do because I'm not in Australia currently, is what Kathy says. So I've got some of the majority of my stock where possible I have in FBA, but because I also sell on other platforms in Australia, for instance, I also use what's called a 3PL, third party logistic company. And they store my product and they'll ship my product just like Amazon does, but instead of it being Amazon, my 3PL does it. So I use a couple of different people in Australia to do that. So it just means that you can still send things out even when Amazon's not letting you put any more in. You still get to send stuff out, and you get to sell on other platforms as well, like Kathy says. That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. There's over 2,500 of us and growing. We're the fastest growing community of e-commerce entrepreneurs here in Australia, with combined sales of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and come along and join us, check out the link below, which is www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au, or you can just Google Aussie Online Entrepreneurs and you'll find us that way. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.